So hi and welcome to the Women Bear All YouTube channel. You've seen the intro video a little while back. This is the first juicy interview with a lovely lady that's come forward, Keri, and offered to share all. As you know, the Women Bear All brand is all about women bearing their hearts and their souls, and at the moment the first book is focused on relationships and men and what women want in a relationship and what they want from their man, and all that good stuff. But this is not about me, this is about Keri, so we want to hear from the ladies. So I am going to let Keri maybe introduce a little bit more about herself and what she wants to say. I'm not planning to edit this video at all. I want everything to be real and raw and as it comes out, just as it will be in the book, and Keri is a contributor to the book, so thank you for that, Keri. I really appreciate it. So I shall hand over to you now, and maybe you can just introduce yourself a little bit better than maybe I have.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, hi, my name's Keri. I'm 43. I've been married for nearly 16 years, and I'm a mum of one to a very feisty little 6-year-old girl called Thea. I think what you're doing is bringing this brand to life, this Women Bear All, and bringing this series out. It's so powerful and it's so needed right now because it gives us this voice to be able to, it's going to be put into something that's going to go out, and I think it's just going to be such a big global thing. You know, we do need to have that voice, and I think this first book that you're doing about relationships, you know, when it's like what women want in a relationship, for me, I think the book is going to help not just men but women as well, because if you was anything like me way back before I sort of got on a path of becoming more conscious in relationships, you don't know what you want in a relationship. You're kind of in a relationship trying to figure out what you want. So even as a woman, this book is going to really help, like reading it and seeing what women want and going, God, yeah, that's what I was like, and yeah, this is what I need, and it's going to help, you know, not just the men but the women too. So it's going to be a huge, huge help to relationships as a whole, you know. And for me, it will be really interesting to contribute, but also to read the book when it's finished and see what other women, because we've all got so many different ideas about what we want in a relationship, you know, what our expectations are, what we think should be, and it's just a whole, relationships are a whole minefield, but they're also one of our greatest places to learn and grow as well. You know, that's been certainly true for me in my journey of relationships. I've never been very good at choosing very good relationships, as I'm sure pretty many of us are the same. But you know, that was because, mainly because I didn't know myself very well. When I got into relationships, I didn't know myself very well, and I didn't have much in the way of self-worth, and that has been something that's grown progressively over the years, is suddenly realizing that you're worthy of, it's not even that fairy tale love, you know, because I think as a little girl you grow up with these fairy tales, and it puts these really hard expectations on relationships when you get into them. Because, you know, as a girl you're like, you know, you want to be the princess, you want to have the knight in shining armor, all these things that's sort of bombarded on you when you're growing up. And you know, you get into your relationships and they're nothing like that, and your world comes crashing down, and you're just like, what happened? You know, what is this? What is this world of relating? I mean, nowadays it's just, I remember when I've always had long-term relationships, and I remember coming out of a long-term relationship, and then when I met my husband and we started, you know, just going out on some dates, I remember we'd probably been about 2 or 3 weeks in, and there was this big thing he did. We went up to London on the London Eye, and he was going around, he said, I've got something to ask you. And I was thinking, bloody hell, what's he going to ask me? It's only the 3rd week in. And it was, you know, I'd really like you to be my girlfriend. And I was kind of scratching my head. I was like, oh, it's been 3 weeks. I thought, oh, what's your girlfriend? Because I was so out of touch with the dating game, because I was just long-term relationship, sort of out of it for a couple of years, but hadn't really been in the dating game. I had no idea. And he was like, well, you know, people see each other first, and then they get into like being girlfriend, boyfriend, or partners. And I was like, oh, is that how it works? Because I had no idea. So when he was saying like, will you be my girlfriend? I was like, I just thought I was, but okay. So it was really bizarre, you know, this how the dating game works and how relationships work. And really and truly, you know, I had to work a lot on learning to value myself and loving myself first before I even had any idea of what I wanted in a relationship. And even now, you know, 15 years down the line of being married, that we're in a really tricky place of still trying to work that out. And I know for me, one of the biggest things that for me now, you know, probably if you asked me 20 years ago, it would have been something completely different. But for me now, what means the most and what I want the most in a relationship is my partner's presence. And I don't mean him being around, you know, and I'll explain what I mean by that, because some people that watch the video or some people that read the book, they may not understand what I mean by that. What I mean by presence isn't like him just being in the house wandering around watching the telly on his phone, or I mean being fully present. So if we're having a conversation, that his presence is with me. He's 100% focused on what we're speaking about. I can feel that he's energetically there with me. It's not like, you know, oh, yeah, yes, love, yeah, yeah, okay. It's not like that. That's not presence at all. That's, you know, half-hearted being there. But I mean a full-on presence. It's so important for me, because when you've got that in a relation, and it works both ways as well, you know, it's not, oh, this isn't a, oh, men have to do this. It's the same for the women as well. It's being in a relationship and being 100% present with that person that you're with, because all the other things that we want, you know, love, romance, all these other bits that women want in a relationship, they all come back to the fact that if your partner is 100% present with you, then you would be getting, so people might say, well, I want attention, you know, I want his love, I want him to notice me, I want him to, you know, all these things, they all boil down to, if they were fully present with you, all of those things would naturally evolve from that place of them being 100% present. So, and that's a really tough thing, I think, for men to learn anyway, you know, and women to be that fully present, because it is easy to get distracted. And in the world nowadays of you know, technology we've got, I look at when you go out for a meal, you know, you look and half the people, couples are sitting there and they're on their phones. And I know myself, because I go, you know, if we've gone out, me and my husband have gone out, it's the same thing. I'll be sitting there and he'll be on his phone, and you just kind of end up, and it's kind of like, where has that gone? Where is that being present with each other gone?
Well, it's interesting you say that, Keri. Sorry to interrupt, but there's a question that came up for me a few minutes ago. How, over these years that you've been married, how has that relationship changed? Because you just said, where has that presence gone? So was it there before? Oh, wow. What a cliffhanger. Okay, so that's the end of Keri's interview for part 1. Look out very soon for parts 2 and 3. I really hope you enjoyed that. As I said, please like it if you liked it, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and please share the channel and the video. Thank you very much. Love and hugs. Stay blessed.